This is how we relax, crack a beer and watch some good old wrestling. That's how we were raised, right? Hamilton's got such a history. Back in the day, all the big stars used to come through here. It was entertainment that your family could afford. Right, so that's why it's huge in Hamilton, because it's an affordable city.
The more special you guys are, the more different you guys are from each other, the less we rip each other's shit off, the bigger stars we're going to be presented, the better it's going to be for everyone, and the better the reactions are going to be going throughout the show.
My name is Brett. I go by BMD, Brett Michael David in the ring. It's my real initials. I didn't want to think too hard about a wrestling name, so I just went with this. And my whole gimmick is basically based off of the show Letterkenny, which is very much how I dress and act in real life, playing hockey growing up in the flannel and this and that. So I figured just take it and translate it into wrestling. I'm a fat guy that does a lot of flips, but I also like to hit very hard. So it's a good mix, I think. I don't know. It's a good mix.
They formed as a tag team all the way back in 2014. They know each other inside and out, but is there something to be said for the young exuberance of Junior Benito and McCray Martin? Reed Duthie, and my role with Alpha-1 Wrestling is as lead commentator, kind of the voice of Alpha-1, and I've been doing that for over 10 years now with Alpha-1 Wrestling.
Cody, first of all, it's a family show, so be careful, please.
My name is Dan Barry. I am from Amityville, New York. I've been wrestling for about almost 24 years at this point. My wrestling style kind of varies. If you were to watch my wrestling career over the course of 24 years, I've had sort of a different style approaches to pro wrestling. My big thing is trying to make the show memorable for the people who are there, regardless of whether I do cool moves or I do funny things or whatever.
Literally, the show would not happen if Reese was not here. I am like Ronald McDonald, the clown with the makeup, and this is the guy actually making the food and making sure the show is actually run. Cool?
I wrestled for Alpha-1 probably 7-8 years ago, part of the Ginger Gang. So ever since, I never left. When I stopped wrestling, I started working behind the scenes. I am the guy who makes it all happen when I get the phone call. I do every aspect of it besides wrestle. Wrestled for 8 years, all over Ontario mainly. Didn't go much further than Ontario, but didn't even try to go further than Ontario. It was a hobby for me, and made connections. And Ethan Page thought I was very valuable when I left wrestling behind the scenes because I have a lot of theater experience. I've done theater for over 30 years. Stage managed a lot of plays and stuff, so I kind of bring that aspect to the wrestling. So my parents used to own a local theater company in Welling, Starfire Theater. And so I used to do a lot of their productions, then a lot of opera houses. I got to compete in the Fringe Festival in Toronto, worldwide competition, super cool experience. I did some TV when I was a kid. I was in Degrassi and Road to Avonlea, a bunch of commercials. So like I have all that experience that I get to bring to the wrestling.
10 years I've wrestled at Alpha-1, two-time tag team champion, the greatest zero gravity champion ever, alpha male champion. Tonight we got each other's backs. We're getting the gold.
We're getting the gold, bud. Let's go. Alpha-1 for me is huge. I used to come here as a fan before I even started training, so I would come to these shows. This is the only indie show I would ever come to. And my buddies introduced me to it, and this is where I fell in love with wrestling. And my main goal, you know, there's always TV promotions, this and that, all that stuff's really nice and fun. My main goal when I started was to wrestle here. So to be here for what, 7 or 8 years now, I've won almost every belt, might win the last one today. And then, yeah, it's been pretty cool, man. Like this is, even if I don't do anything else in wrestling for whatever reason, I feel like I accomplished my main goal by being here, so.
My experience with Alpha-1 Wrestling has been so huge for me as a broadcaster, because when I got an opportunity to come here, I was kind of on the shelf. I was sort of in between a couple of spots, and I didn't feel like I was really progressing the way that I wanted to be. And when Julian gave me the opportunity to be the lead voice for the promotion, it gave me a whole lot of confidence to take a step forward and into a new level. And I feel like because of the amount of shows that we did and doing all the matches at each show and the way that I was able to craft things and tell stories, I became a way better broadcaster because of my experience with Alpha-1. And it's part of the reason why I still enjoy coming back and doing it all, is getting to be that voice for this group of great guys.
It's interesting because if you watch independent wrestling, a lot of independent wrestling is like, I relate to baseball. So you have Major League Baseball, you have AAA, AA, Single A. So every city or every area has your single A's, your double A's, your AAA baseballs to get you to the major leagues. And specifically when you start thinking about it in terms of baseball, the one thing I'll say is like you have those small market teams that have their super loyal fan base that go to every single show, and then they get to watch one of their own succeed. And I think that's what independent wrestling allows it, is that idea for you to build a home talent. And then as that home talent starts to succeed in life, your local loyal fans can kind of be like, that was our guy. That's who was for us.
Please, please, please do me a favor. Treat this show today the same way you're going to treat July 14th and September and November, as if I'm here. I am here in spirit. I am writing the stories. It is still Alpha-1. It will continue to be Alpha-1. We made sure to put us in a position that if I got crazy busy, that we would have people to keep this place going. And it's not for me. That's why I have not wrestled on these shows. I literally just want really good shows in my hometown. Alpha-1 left a really big footprint in this city as far as wrestling goes, and it's given a lot of wrestlers opportunities, and I want to continue to give you guys those opportunities. So thank goodness for Mark, thank goodness for Reese, and thank goodness for all you guys for being so professional. And I know you guys are going to crush it tonight, but you'll also crush it in July when I'm not physically here. So thank you guys very much.
Alpha-1's always been a thing since I can remember, like loving indie wrestling. I've been to shows before as a fan, never had a chance to wrestle here, and I've always wanted to wrestle here. So today was kind of like a little cool thing for me, having, you know, been a fan and came here for a show ages ago. Eagle and Reese said, I mean, this is like one of those places where, like, if you're on the West Coast, people talk about coming to Alpha-1 and wrestling at Alpha-1. And I think, like, right now you have such great indies in Canada. Alpha-1 is like the one that seems like they care the most. And I don't mean that, that's not a shot at all, but like, hearing even do a production meeting before you can actually hear how he cares about this, and like, that's incredible. And I'm not saying the other ones don't do that. I just know his passion and I know his fire, and it, you see it. And like, he's not even a performer here today. You know what I mean? And like, he cares about every person in this room. That's amazing.
It's really an all-star group. It's the best of the best, and that goes to the veteran guys that have been here for so long, whether it's Julian or whether it's Ricky or whoever goes with Mark Wheeler. When they go around in their travels, and they're all across Canada, into the States, all around the world, they find the best talent and bring it back here to showcase it in front of this crowd. And when you're consistently bringing the best up-and-comers in to challenge the veterans and challenge the established stars, it pushes everybody to be better. And they don't just do it with one style. We saw tonight high flyers, mat-based grapplers, guys that do a little bit of everything. And when you can put all that blend together, it makes for something really, really special. And that's what Alpha-1's always been, just striving to get everybody better, and now it's better than it's ever been.
What I like about it is it's specifically catered to the local fan base. Like, that's the one thing that I think is actually really cool about it. You don't buy your tickets online; you buy them at local ticket distributors. You know, you have this sense of community. Alpha-1's one of those things that Hamilton has been Hamilton's own, right? It's Hamilton's own pro wrestling company, and then you take Hamilton's own pro wrestling company, you make it so people from like your major cities, Toronto's, Buffalo's, whatever, can't just come in and buy tickets online and buy up all the good seats. Like, you have to be in Hamilton to get the tickets, and I think that's one of the cool things about it. And the way that it helps, it's been here for so long, and Ethan being able to bring it back, or Ethan team being able to bring it back, and really like bring Alpha-1 back to Hamilton and like get wrestling back in Hamilton in a great way, I think is actually really cool.
The production and the whole setup here is unlike anywhere I've been on the indies. It's pretty much just that level below like a TV show, like an AEW. And I think having guys like Ethan Page that have been there and been in these companies like TNA and AEW and all the stuff, he knows what it takes to run a show. He's seen the behind the scenes, all the big show, and now he's translated it to here, and it's awesome. And having Reese is the brawn around here, he doesn't take no crap, he doesn't whatever, he runs a tight ship. Those two guys, man, and obviously Ego being one of my best friends too, it's great people, it's a great show. These guys know what they're doing.
Hamilton, I don't know if Hamilton knows what they have in Alpha-1, but I really, really hope they do. It's a special thing you guys got going.
Right now, the importance of indie wrestling is huge because these are, like, technically, this is our future, right? I'm 46 years old. I only been in wrestling for 10 years, but I got to wrestle Channing Thomas, who's going to be a future millionaire. I got to wrestle TJ Crawford, who's going to be a future millionaire. I got to wrestle Dan Barry, who might make a couple $1,000s on for stand-up, but not in wrestling. Dude, it's incredible to come here and see Alec Price wrestle. And it's unreal. This is our future, and like, if this goes away, like, wrestling is gonna die again. It's gonna get shot. It's gonna get really cookie cutter like it used to, and I'm glad that there's people pushing it.
But at 4 o'clock on the dot, we are going live, and I ask you guys for one favor. Give the greatest wrestlers on earth every ounce of energy, every ounce of love, every ounce of loud-ass voices that you have tonight. Because I promise you, like every Immortal Kombat before, this is going to be an epic show.